That's a huge number of pilots, and as we all know, they will have to mainly go to the areas where most aircraft are being sold, and you're one of these areas. Now, what we also see is that the current infrastructure for pilot training is not able to cope with these numbers. That means that in order to sustain good quality and very important, and not at last, safe pilot training, we need to do some changes to that infrastructure and some improvements. The founders of MPS and the key people in MPS have sufficient knowledge and background in the pilot training schools and the type rating training schools that allowed us to build equipment that now turns out to be the most cost-efficient way to train quality pilots. And we do so by manufacturing at this time, because we're still a very young company, we limit ourselves to the manufacturing of Airbus A320 and Boeing 737 next generation fixed base simulators. Now, if you looked at the picture, it may look boring to you because a Boeing 737 from the inside looks like any Boeing 737, so also a 737 simulator. If it doesn't, it's not a good simulator, right? Same for the Airbus. So guess what? The MPS simulators do look like exactly like the aircraft, and in fact, in our simulators we use real aircraft parts. So every part that the pilot touches is a real aircraft part. Like I said, we manufacture two types, but also in two levels. The first level is a standard version, and that's aimed at the ab initio, so the initial student pilot training, because we are, and that's the ideology of MPS, what we want to bring to the pilot training community and the aviation industry is devices that allow our pilots to train with the quality tools that they deserve. Right, because if you look right now, a lot of pilots in their initial training are trained on turboprop aircraft that will never fly for the rest of their life. They're just used to tick the box in the training. We like to bring the jet training as early in the pilot training as possible, so he can spend more time training on the jet and spend more hours training on the systems that he's going to operate the rest of his life. Then we have another, that was the standard version. The other version that we manufacture is the advanced version. It's equipped, the inside is the same as the 737 and the A320 again, but from the outside it's equipped with a collimated visual system, and that's the same visual system that you will find on the most expensive simulators, the level Delta simulators, which have a motion base. So apart from the motion, the experience is exactly the same in the MPS fixed base simulators. It just doesn't move. But for that part, when you do type rating training, you can offload all the tasks from a full motion simulator, which is pretty costly to operate per hour. You can offload 50% of these tasks onto a fixed base simulator at a fraction of the cost.